So, I have been contemplating whether or not I want to tell this story. Like, I knew that I would eventually, but I've just been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off just because it's so... I literally could have died. Like, it's funny, or my friends thought it was funny, but every time I think about it, I low-key, I cringe because I'm just kind of like, bitch, if this guy had found out that you were in fact transgender, dead, he would have killed me. Like, he would have straight up killed me. I would have had to leave my job. This was not somebody that I wanted to try. He legit was not somebody that I wanted to fuck with like that. So, background on this guy and this story. So, I worked, I'm not going to say the name of the company or what I did, but I worked in this company, and we had a lot of foreign people. We had a lot of people from Russia, from Germany, everywhere. And we needed a person who could speak Arabic. So we get this guy, and he is from Syria. He was actually pretty cool. We're going to call him Vahid. So Vahid was from Syria, and he had lived in South Africa for a couple of years. As far as I know, he had like a South African baby mama. So he was a very, very friendly guy. He was always smiling. And, you know, when we were ever in the office together, we had good banter. Now, the office where I worked, everybody knew my tea. Actually, no, girl. Everybody did not know my tea. But enough people knew my tea, you know what I mean? I was very vocal about it. So I worked close with, you know, sometimes we would work the same shift and we would always joke together. So I assumed that he knew my tea. Never assume. Never ever assume. That will get you fucked up as a tea girl. So this one day I was off work. I was going to be off for 3 days. And I came to work because we get free drinks on a Friday. So I came to the bar and I bumped into some of the German coworkers. And they told me that they were going to turn up after drinks. And I was like, oh my fuck, like, I really want to turn up with you guys. Like, you know what I mean? So I was trying to organize a ride to the club. As I leave work, I bump into Vahid. I almost said his name. I bump into Vahid. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing here? And he's all like, no, he just came for drinks, but drinks were over, so he's going to bounce. And I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing tonight? Do you want to, like, go to a bar? And he's like, yeah, sure. So he drops me off home. And then he's all like, the plan was I was just going to get ready. And then he was going to pick me up in like 30 minutes to 45 minutes. So in like 20 minutes, I am done. My hair is straight. My face is beat. And yes, girl, in 20 minutes. I am that fast. So I call him and I'm like, yo, Vahid, I'm done. Like, where are you? And he's all like, he doesn't really want to go out anymore, but he still wants to hang out with me. Like, if I want to go chill at his place and just watch movies and whatever. And I'm like, no, come on. We're going to have so much fun. Just come to the club with me. So he's like, he gives in and he's like, cool, I'm going to come pick you up. So he picks me up and we go to the club. So background on the country that he's originally from. If you know anything about Syria, it's in the Middle East. And there's some dodgy shit going on in Syria just with ISIS. And, you know, it's a conservative Muslim country. So that's where he's from. So we get to the club and immediately I spot my friends. and I go and sit with them. Vahid, he immediately is all like, no, he's going to sit upstairs. So he sits upstairs, and then eventually I go and I sit with him. So I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, why didn't you want to sit with us? And he's all like, no, he doesn't really feel comfortable sitting with the German coworkers. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, cool. So he buys me a drink. So him and me are like kicking it. We're having fun. We're having drinks. And he's all like, he really wants to play pool. And I'm all like, well, why don't you? And he's like, no, they're lesbians playing pool right now. And I'm like, okay, well, when they're finished. And then he's all like, yeah, he just doesn't feel comfortable being around those types of people. And I'm like, what type of people? And he's like, lesbians. He doesn't approve of homosexuality. He thinks it's a sin. And I'm like, okay. I just drink my drink, girl, and I'm just kind of like, you do you with your beliefs. You know what I mean? And at this point, that's when I started to question whether or not he knew my tea. But I was like, he probably does. Everybody does. I mean, this one guy at work would give me shit about being transgender. So I was sure he knew. Anyways, as we're talking, he notices that I have scars on my arm. And I used to, like, cut myself. I don't know if you can see, but I have scars all over my arm because I used to cut myself when I was a teenager. So he's all like, I've always wanted to ask what happened over here. And I'm like, oh, I was suicidal as a teenager. And he's like, oh, that's very common in my country. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, people in my country, they kill themselves if they believe in something. Like, if you're against something, like, you'll just bomb yourself or you'll kill yourself and you'll kill other people. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm just like, okay, girl, I just continue drinking my drink. I feel like at this point, this is when I should have been like, after the drinks, you can drop me off home. It's cool. So after the drinks, he's all like, do you want to get some KFC? And I'm like, yes, I want to get some KFC. Granted, a bitch is drunk at this point. So we got some KFC, and he's all like, do you want to chill in my place before I drop you home? And I'm like, yeah, of course. So we were chilling in his place. He had a housemate, and the housemate's room was open, by the way. Remember that. So the housemate was gone for the weekend, sleeping over at his girlfriend. So he's all like, we're talking, we're laughing, we're having a good time, and he's all like, do you want to sleep over? And I'm like, because me and him have like a brother-sister relationship, he's never tried to hit on me. I'm like, cool, I'll sleep in the housemate's room. It's cool. And he's like, cool, so do you want to take a shower before you sleep? And I'm like, yes, I would actually love to take a shower because I wanted to wash my makeup off. T-girls, when a man says, do you want to sleep over and do you want to take a shower before you sleep, he thinks you're going to have sex. I did not know this, but that's what he thought. So, my dumb ass goes into the shower, I come out, I'm wearing his shirt and his like sweatpants. As I come out of the shower, can this motherfucker be waiting for me in his bed? In his bed, he is waiting for me. And at this point, this is when the soberness hits me. And I'm like, but I'm like, no. Christabel, stop having a dirty mind. Stop it. He is your brother. You guys are friends. He knows you're transgender. Nothing is going to happen. So I'm just kind of like, oh, I thought I was going to sleep in your roommate's bed. And he's like, oh, no, he wouldn't be comfortable with that. And I'm like, yeah, he wouldn't. So I get into bed with him. Immediately, Vahid jumps on top of me, like pounces on me, and he's like making out. He's trying to undress me, and I'm like, no, 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 this is wrong, Vahid. This is wrong. You don't even really know me. What do you know about me? And he's all like, I know you're very funny. I know you're beautiful. And I'm like, no, no, we can't do this. This is wrong. And he's all like, what's wrong? Like, are you on your period? And I'm like, no, I'm not on my period. So at this point, I knew he had no idea that I was transgender. And given the statements that he made about, mind you, at one point we spoke about ISIS, and he said, well, you know, ISIS is not that bad if you understand how the West, girl, he just went into it, and I was just kind of like, this man, if he finds out I am transgender, he is going to bomb himself and kill me. Like, girl, I just went to bed. He went to bed. He left me alone. We didn't do anything. And we woke up in the morning. He woke up before me. We got ready. I showered again. And he was so apologetic. And he was just kind of like, he was drunk, and he's sorry if he made me feel uncomfortable, and he hopes I had a good day. And, you know, at the end of the day, Vahid was always such a sweet guy, but after that incident, I was like, I'm going to have to change my job, because at some point at work, we're going to be having a shift together, and the guy at work is going to say something about me being trans. He's going to say some shit, and this boy will kill me. But I ended up being away from work for like a month because some shit went down. And when I came back to work, he had left the company. All I can say is when God blesses you, he doesn't stop. Thank you, Jesus, for saving my life. I now know you don't ever sleep over at a guy's house and think that he's not trying to fuck. Even if you guys have been friends for like 2 months, at some point, he's going to get it into his head when he's alone with you that you guys are going to fuck. This story time is too long. Thank you for watching. Please be safe. And please don't do the shit that I do. Please don't. Please do not. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.